now, because I have used this as my hose pick year after year after year. And the reason that I pick it is because my sister lives in Pennsylvania and she lives alone and she has to shovel the snow. And that's why I picked this. This is for my sister, and we only have a very limited quantity of this. We are doing it, not only is it a 12-amp corded electric snow shovel, but what I love so much about it, it's really lightweight, 16 pounds. Peter Kilcullen, let's start moving some snow.
Let's start throwing some snow.
Yeah.
Well, this certainly makes it easy. Now, I think we've only had this twice this season so far, but this is, it's been crazy what this can do. When you see how this throws the snow, we're talking about this is gonna be able to throw the snow. Do you know how far? Almost 30 feet. It'll work on 8 inches of snow. So this is the most powerful. This can move the most snow. So we're able to do up to 8 inches of snow. We have a 16-inch wide path, and it's gonna throw it 30 feet. It is absolutely amazing. So let's just get right to it. I want you to see this. First of all, you hear that power. We've got that impeller. It's the first one we've had with wheels. And watch how this quickly and easily throws that. That is a great shot. Now, the reason I actually stop and go slow, I mean, we only have so much of our faux snow. I could clear this snow in about a minute. And this is heavy, heavy, slushy, wet snow. It really is amazing. So the first thing I want you to see is as I went through there, look at that 16-inch path. Yeah. So in reality, when you see that path right there, that's basically could be all you need. So imagine grabbing this, and what could have been a job that would take, what, an hour and a half, you can just plow right through it. You can do that walkway to the street. You could do the driveway in minutes. And what are you not doing?
You're not breaking your back. Right. You're not slipping and sliding unless you know. Hopefully you got those little. I know
if you get the cleats, if you get the cleats and our snow thrower, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, watch this. I mean, look at this huge driveway, and all it is back and forth, and it's throwing all that snow, and that snow looks pretty deep. That's a pretty typical snowfall, anywhere from 4 to 6 inches. This will handle up to 8 inches of snow. And that's what I'm talking about. Look at the 16-inch wide path. That's impressive. Through it. Now they're going back, but I would have just gone one way. Right. It's enough to walk, and you can see how it throws that snow. So we are eliminating, well, with the cleats as well, we're going to eliminate the falling, the being outside for hours, the freezing. Yeah. And I always mention my favorite thing I remember, not my favorite thing, it was the craziest. You're shoveling snow. It is freezing out, and now you're sweating from all the intense work. It's terrible. You won't have to do that again.
You know what else? When you're shoveling snow, where do you put it? Okay, because you're just moving it from this area to the next area. Now you're moving it up to 30 feet away. So you really, truly are clearing it out instead of just building it up in your yard higher and higher and higher.
Exactly, and this is by far the easiest we've ever had. So you mentioned it's about 16 pounds, so which is really comparable to a lot of upright vacuums. And I keep saying, if you can work a vacuum, it's the same thing. First time we've added those wheels. We have that helper handle on here, but you're never picking it up. Honestly, like, I barely even use the helper handle, and I'll show you again. So all I'm gonna do is add my extension cord. I plug it in, I have the extension cord. We even have our safety switch on here with so many of our EARTHWISE items. You have to activate the safety, then I can pull the trigger. Now look at that impeller. I'll show you that again. As you see that impeller slow down, this is very powerful. It's gonna chew up all that snow, and all I'm gonna do is push it in there so I can go nice and slow, just like that. Or now let's just power our way right through that snow. That is deep, heavy snow, and it is amazing what you can do. Now, I start to run out of room on where I can even throw that snow because of the size of the set out here, but it is incredible. So imagine if I had to do a shovel with that. How many times would I be shoveling and slipping and lifting that with my back and arms and shoulders? This saves you from all that. So if you're not the one who's actually doing the snow shoveling, think about who's out there, if it's the son or your husband or a neighbor. This is such a great way. And I grew up in New York, and there was lots of snow, and I keep thinking, what would I have done if I had this? I would have gone around to all the houses in the neighborhood and, you know, and been able to shovel the snow.
Started a little business is what you could have done.
It's amazing what you can do with this snow shovel, and this is the most powerful we've ever had. And it can deal with the most snow. So imagine 8 inches of snow. That's a really good snowfall.
Yeah, that's a lot of snow. And see how far it's moving it away. Because if you're clearing, for example, a driveway or you're clearing a deck, then what are you gonna do? I mean, you're gonna like get that, and then you're gonna throw it here. Then you're gonna have to move it from there because you can't get it far enough away. The beauty of this is it's gonna shoot it so far away that you're really gonna clear that out and not have to reshovel it and reshovel it. Here's the bad part about what we brought you today, which is we have exactly 1,154 to go around. That's all we could get our hands on. I don't know if we're bringing any in for the rest of the year. I don't know.
I don't think so.
But right now, this is all I have. 1,100 and actually 53 now because people are online ordering this. So extremely limited quantity. You get it home for less than $26. Don't do it. You don't need to do it. It's not good for you to do it. And you, oh, do we have colors? Oh, we do have colors. Okay. So we have it in a pretty gray, red, blue, and then we have a lime green as well. There are two big differences in this one from the ones we've done in the past. Because Peter's has been my host pick. Because of my sister, I do this in honor of my sister. My sister had to get out there and do that. It's awful. The two differences, the power of this one is the most powerful, and the fact that it has the wheels on it. These are big, really sturdy wheels.
Even with the other ones we've had, and they were, you know, they would work well on 6 inches of snow, and then we'd have a 12-inch wide path. So we had that 16-inch wide. But even they used to just, you could just push them along the ground. But now when you add those wheels, not only just taking it out of the garage is so simple, but as you're using this, remember, it's already perfectly positioned, so all you're doing is walking. I mean, that's it. You can lift it up when you want to move it around, but you put that down, and you just start to push, and it does the job. So I'm going to move over, and I want to let you see this again. I hit the safety switch, I fire that up. Now, you can do the kind of back and forth motion like that, which is great. A nice, easy push through, just like that. You're walking along very easily. And look at that, 16-inch wide path. It's amazing what you haven't done. Now, if you look at all the snow down there, you're seeing it in that shot. That's how much snow we've thrown forward. But imagine if I had, I have our old snow shovel over there, where you had to take that snow shovel and I would have to throw it again and again. It would take not only a long time, but the stress. And we've heard the stories of people, they're overexerting themselves because we need to shovel that snow. We need to get the car out. We need to get to work. We need to get the kids to school. We want to make sure we don't slip, right? Because if you don't clear that snow, it ices up underneath. You know, that's what Mike was talking about with the snow cleats. Because you have to clear that or you're going to have problems. This allows you to do it so easily. And it really does. I mean, I'm amazed every time I see that video that they can clear that driveway. How long would it take you? That looks at least 6 inches of snow.
This is what I'm talking about. If you don't have something that shoots it away, like 20 to 30 feet away, how are you going to get rid of all that? Look at how fast this is.
Down and turn around and come right back. It is amazing.
Just blowing through it. Listen, this is your chance, guys. Less than $26 on this one. Free shipping and handling. Again, very limited quantities with people ordering it. Maybe I have 400 or 500 left. That's it. So if you're interested in clearing the snow without this, without breaking your back, and in doing it in just minutes, this is your answer. It is so simple, but that path is nice and wide. Now, 16 inches, I think, is the widest we have ever done.
Exactly.
And look, you can do it up to 8 inches of 8 inches.
I mean, if you think about it, 8 inches of snow. Like, I think there's many places that are going to get more than 8 inches of snow several times. But what I've always said about this, and I remember as a teenager, that I was not going out there until the snow stopped. I said, there's no way I want to do it twice. So even if it was deeper and more difficult, I certainly didn't want to go out there a second time. But with this, imagine if you know you're going to get maybe 12 inches of snow. Well, half of that falls. You can go out there and in minutes, you clear that snow right away. If more comes down, you can do it again because it's that simple to do. Remember, all you're doing is adding that extension cord and you're ready. This is going to take all the stress out of it.
And again, this is 16 pounds, okay?
Yeah,
so you're going to be able to handle this. And all
same weight.
I tell you, it makes it so much easier having those wheels. It just makes it even easier than ever before.
It truly is, and it really is going to become something that you're not even going to have to think about. So as you go look at that, look how far it throws that snow. And I want to show you something else. I can't do it here because we have to push that snow straight ahead. But this actually has those paddles that allow me to direct that snow. So the majority of the snow can move to the left. Here I have it in the center, or you can move it to the right. Now that can come in handy as you're going down the walkway and you want to throw the snow to the left, but then when you come back you want to continue to throw it, which is now your right. You can direct these paddles any way you want, or if you want to put it on opposite sides, so it'll work with the majority of the snow going one direction or the other. They've really thought of everything, but most importantly, they found a way to make sure that you don't have to suffer outside lifting that snow with your back and arms. And when you see, many of us may want to clear an entire driveway like this, but all you're doing is walking back and forth.
He's doing that. I mean
it's amazing. And even in those tight areas like this, if it's going to be your steps, if it's going to be the porch, maybe it's just the back deck where you can let the dog out a little bit. This is the great way to do it. And it's really simple. And I love that you're gonna have this. And remember, we're thinking about getting this, like, oh, we're gonna get a lot of snow this year. Well, guess what? You're gonna have this next year. You're gonna have it the year after. During the, the warm months, you can hang this in the garage or the shed, and it's there. So when the snow comes, there's no stress. You're gonna grab this and you're gonna clear it right away. I'm gonna keep going, but I mean, again, if you watch, maybe I'll try to clear this a little more quickly so you can see. Had I wanted to clear this whole area of snow,
you could have done it in a couple of minutes. I mean,
think
seriously.
Really. I mean, look at that.
What you're seeing, Peter, clear, because we're here in Florida and it's not really cold, then it's fake snow. You know that fake snow is kind of wet, heavy snow. So if it is just blowing right through this, imagine what it's going to do in regular snow.
Exactly. So sometimes we get that snow, that really heavy, wet, slushy snow. That's exactly what this is. And it really still is able to throw it a long way. And these are the kind of snowfalls that drive you crazy because the snow is incredibly heavy. Obviously, it's wet, slushy, so it's all water. Or when that snow melts a little bit, this is going to allow you to do that. So when we're showing you this snow, this is the real stuff because it's the heaviest and it does a great job at removing that snow. You are going to love never having to go out there and shovel this snow again. Sort of, what are we calling that? The old-fashioned way now?
Well, I think we've all been there, done that, and with the big shovel, but it's not even that the shovel is so heavy. It's when you put the heavy snow in it. I mean, that's when it becomes backbreaking, and that's when you're going to hurt yourself. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth it when today you get this home for less than $25.99, right? That's the price. Free shipping and handling on it. We're going to ship this to you free. You don't have to worry about getting this in your car or having to deal with it. Everything is good to go. You add an extension cord and you're going to have the power that you need to do 8 inches. I wish I had a ruler out here. 8 inches of snow. That is deep at 16 inches in terms of your width. It's going to go so fast. And I'm telling you, the demonstration you're seeing right now, this is wet, heavy snow. So on your snow, it's gonna blow by. How long, right?
Can you imagine? And feel how heavy that is.
I can't even.
Don't even do it.
And I'm not faking it, okay?
No, that's heavy. Wet, slushy snow is the heaviest. It's so difficult, so no matter who has to go out there and shovel that snow. I mean, we can go through the options. The options typically were, so someone in the house is gonna do it. When I was younger, in my teens, I was doing it. But I could do it in my teens. No longer in the teens, Alice, for me, if you didn't know.
You still look like it,
you have the kids or is somebody around the house to do it. Maybe you can pay someone to do it. Or another option could be you could buy the big gas-powered snow blowers and try to, use something like that. And then you're worried about gas and it's noisy, it's huge. It's probably more than you need. I always think that with EARTHWISE, we're giving you products that you can really use. Anyone can handle this. It fits for what we want, right? Just to clear our driveway, our walkway, the sidewalk. It's perfect. So this has everything, and you're not going to have to pay again and again and again to get that snow removed, or you having to do it yourself, or someone in the family who has to go out there in the cold. Now you have to go out there in the cold for a third of the time. Maybe less, and then third of the time with a fraction of the effort, because all you're doing is right there. You're walking behind your snow shovel and it is doing the work for you. There you can see it. I think that was on the little step right there. It is perfect. It's a great size, very powerful. I mean, that whole driveway, that could take you 30 minutes when it looks like it could be 2 hours if you're using, you know, the regular snow shovel. So I'll do some more so you can see how far.
Well, before you do that, I need to give you an update already. These are going very quickly, guys. And we have such limited quantities. My hard quantity is 855 exactly. I probably have 400 of you trying to get through right now, so please don't wait on this, okay? If you want the navy, final 6 dozen now in the navy, so we're gonna lose that color in the next couple of minutes. What's gonna go after that, Jared? And in the green, I have just over 100 left in the green. We always buy deepest in red because you guys love that red. And then we also have red, and then we have it in that just neutral gray. So whatever color you want, but if you want the navy and if you want the green, if a color matters to you, and you know, it's kind of nice to get it.
Well, maybe you have some of the other Earthwise tools. I know we've done our pole saws and things like that. You can match your tool color if you want to do that as well. But it really is going to solve a huge problem. And I know it's like that for many of us. And if it's just the stress of knowing we're going to get more and more snow and you're going to constantly have to shovel that snow, forget shoveling it.
Then you look at this, you go $129.95 per shell. Who cares? I mean, if it keeps you one time from having to do this,
100%,
or paying, if you pay somebody to do it, think of how expensive that is. But the features that make this different this year are the fact that that path is 16 inches wide, and those wheels make it so much easier for you to be able to use it. So 5 flex payments, free shipping. If you want it though, this could actually sell out in this presentation. It's that busy, so please.
Because it really does a great job. So we'll do a little bit more because we are limited in our fake snow. But you can see that this is that heavy, slushy snow. Plugged into the extension cord, I just turn that on. You see that impeller? Now, just like using your vacuum, just back and forth. And look at that, that is some deep snow right there. And I'm throwing that snow 30 feet. I mean, that is amazing. Let's keep going. I can direct that snow anywhere I want it to go. You cannot beat that. When you see the difference of how quickly that snow is flying away from the driveway, the walkway, away from your porch and patio out front, so now you can get out of the house safely, it is amazing. And you're not using your back and shoulders and worried about falling and being outside too long. This is amazing. So maybe we can give a little close-up look again.
I just like, too, that you can determine where you want it to flow to. So you can turn those blades to the left or the right if you want it all to go to one side or another side, right?
Exactly. So you have the ability to take those little paddles and to channel the snow in the direction you want, just like that. Look at the impeller. That impeller is clean. There isn't any snow on that. You see the snow's everywhere else? Because that impeller is spinning so fast and there's so much power. It is just throwing that snow, as we saw, over 30 feet.
Show those big wheels, too. I like, these are big, sturdy wheels. You know,
right,
these
6-inch wheels on there. It's the first time we've had that